They told you the story, but not the whole truth. Netflix's palace pressure promised the inside scoop on the modern monarchy, but what if I told you they left out the most explosive parts? The real game behind the palace doors. Who pulls the strings, who got silenced, and what's being protected at all costs. This isn't conspiracy, it's omission. And today we'll reveal what Netflix didn't dare to show. Stay until the end, because what you're about to hear might change how you see the royal family, forever. Like and subscribe for more royal untold story. Netflix painted a picture of the royals as victims of the press. And yes, the tabloids were brutal. But here's what they didn't show. The palace has its own press office, powerful, strategic, and sometimes ruthless. There were leaks, but not just from outside. Many believe senior royals themselves allowed damaging stories about others to gain favor in the press. Netflix hinted at this, but never named names. Why? Was it out of caution or protection? The documentary briefly mentioned an invisible contract between the palace and the press, but let's break it down. This isn't just about cooperation. It's mutual survival. The royals feed the tabloid stories, sometimes even about their own family, to keep the media beasts satisfied. In return, they get protection. A flattering headline here, a scandal quietly buried there. But Netflix never showed how far this goes, or who paid the price to keep that contract intact. The documentary gave Meghan a voice for the first time, many said. But here's what didn't make the cut. Her legal battle with the Daily Mail, where court documents showed royal aides were ordered to stay quiet, even when false stories spread. Why didn't Netflix press harder on this? Why not explore who told them to stay silent? The truth? Some believe Meghan was sacrificed to protect more senior royals. And the palace's silence wasn't weakness, it was strategy. The documentary showed Harry and Meghan choosing to leave, as if it was their decision, free and clear. But many insiders claim the palace was actively pushing them out. Royal courtiers allegedly called it Operation Cutoff. Staff were removed. Security withdrawn. Funding slashed. Was it a departure or an expulsion? Netflix gave us the surface. But the iceberg below? It's massive. Netflix focused heavily on Harry and Meghan's drama, but conveniently skipped over the most damaging scandal of all. Prince Andrew and the Epstein connection. One of the biggest threats to the royal reputation, and it got barely a whisper. Why? Because unlike Harry and Meghan, Prince Andrew wasn't a threat to the institution's structure. He embarrassed them, but didn't try to change the system. Netflix chose drama over danger. And that silence speaks volumes. Behind the scenes, former palace staffers reportedly exchanged emails showing knowledge of media manipulation and even mental health concerns. Some emails allegedly warned about Meghan's struggles months before the interview. So why didn't Netflix show those receipts? Because without them, the audience sees hurt, but not deliberate neglect. The difference? Intent. And that changes everything. You didn't see testimonies from former palace aides. Why? Because almost everyone who's worked inside the firm signs a non-disclosure agreement. Netflix never addressed this wall of silence. No mention of how deep it goes. No discussion of how it protects the monarchy from scrutiny, even legal scrutiny. This isn't just privacy. It's control. And it's one of the monarchy's most powerful tools. The docuseries presented public reaction as a cultural clash, modern versus tradition. But it barely touched on the deeper issue. Why does the public fund the monarchy at all? Where's the breakdown of tax money, land ownership, offshore trusts? These aren't just personal stories. This is about power, wealth, and who gets to keep both. And the omission keeps the institution above accountability. Netflix gave us a polished story, but stories like Crown's are carefully crafted. What they left out, the NDAs, the press deals, the real pressures behind palace walls, that's where the real documentary begins. And now that you know what they didn't show, ask yourself, did Netflix expose the truth or protect the monarchy in disguise? Let's hear it in the comments. Who's really in control? Crown or the camera?